Hello guys, welcome to this new video, and in this video we are going to configure OSPFv3, which uses IPv6, and we are also going to configure OSPF, I believe it's version 2, which is going to have IPv4 addresses. And as you can see right here, I have a little bit of a mess, but it all gonna make sense when I start configuring. And right now computer A has an IPv4 address and an IPv6 address, and it also has a computer 6C also has an IPv4 address and also an IPv6 address. Okay, so I'm currently also PC B has an IPv4 and an IPv6 address. Okay, and currently right now I'm drinking a beer and Heineken right now. And if you haven't so, go ahead and grab your beer and let's start configuring this activity. So first of all, let's go to router 1 right here, and let's go ahead and configure this router 1. Config T, hostname router 1. Right, let's configure IPv6 unicast routing, and the first interface that I want to configure is gigabit 0/0. So let's go interface gigabit 0/0, and from right here, first I want to configure the IPv4 address, which is 10.1.2.1 255.255.255.0. Let's do a no shutdown, and now we should be able to let's see, 255. Why does it say that I have a duplicate address? Let's go ahead to PCA. Okay, so let's do PCA 10.1.2.2. Then I had the wrong IP address here. Okay, so this is good now. Okay, let's go ahead and ping PCA. So it's 10.1.2.1 or that 2.2. Here we go. So we are able to ping computer A from router 1. We ping it at 10.1.2.2, which is this computer right here, 10.1.2.2, and we configure this interface with 10.1.2.1. Okay, so this is all great, working perfectly. So now I want to configure IPv6, and I want to configure this link local. Space it right here. So it's IPv6 address actually. There it is. And now let's also configure that this IPv6 address as well, which is IPv6 address. Let's paste that right here. And now we should be able to ping this IPv6 address. So if we do ping IPv6, here we go. So we are able to ping computer A using the IPv4 and the IPv6. So this is working great. So now what I want to do is go to interface 0 link 3.0.0. Let's configure a clock rate of 64,000, because this one right here 030 is the DCE. So we need to configure a clock rate, and let's configure the IPv4 address, which is 10.1.1.1.252. Let's configure the IPv6 link local right here. Oops, I keep forgetting to put IPv6 address. And now let's configure this one right here as well, IPv6 address. Paste that right there. Now let's go to interface 0 link 3.1. Doesn't matter if it is in all capital. And from here we need to configure IPv4 address 10.1.1.10/252. And then let's configure the IPv6 address, the link local, which is this one right here. And then let's configure the IPv6 global address, which is this one right here. Boom. Okay, so this router is almost done. Now what we need to do is configure OSPF. And to configure OSPF, you need to, let's exit out of here. Let's do the IPv6 first. Router OSPF port ID of 1, and from here we need to add a network. We need to add the network, or actually let me see, IPv6, let's do a router ID of 1.1.1.1. let's add the networks now. Or with IPv6, the way you add the networks is by going to interface gigabit/0 IPv6 OSPF port ID of 1, and the area is 0. We need to give it an area, and all of them are going to have area of 0. Okay, so now let's go to 0 interface 030 and do the same, and then let's go to 031 and do the same. Okay, so OSPF1 and OSPFv3 is configured correctly on router 1. Now let's configure OSPFv2 for IP addresses, for IPv4 addresses. And the way you do that is by going to just router OSPF port ID of 1, and from here we need to add the networks. And the first network that I want to add is this one right here, which is 10.1.2.0/24 area of 0. And then we need to add 10.1.1.0, and this one's going to be a slash of 30, which is 3. And also we need to add 8, which is this one right here, for 0 interface 031. Let's give it a router ID of 1.1.1.1. Okay, so this is done. Now we can go to this router 2 right here, and let's configure router 2 the same way we configure router 1. Config T, hostname R2. The first thing that I want to do is configure gigabit/0 with an IPv4 address, which is 10.1.3.1 255.255.0. Now shut down. Now we should be able to ping PCC, which is 10.1.3.2. There it is. I'm able to ping PCC. And now let's configure IPv6, and it's going to be this link local. So IPv6 address, this link local, and also let's configure this global IPv6 address. So IPv6 address, there it is. Now shut down, and we should be able to ping PCC IPv6 address. Do ping this one right here, and there we go. So we are able to ping PCC using the IPv4 and the IPv6 as well. Now let's exit out of here, do an IPv6 unicast routing protocols, and now the first interface that I want to configure is 0.0.0.30, which is this one over here, and the IPv4 address that I want to configure is 10.1.1.2/30. Doing a shutdown. Now I should be able to ping router 1 at 10.1.1.1. And I'm not able to ping this interface because it is probably shut down. So let's go to interface 0. Now shut down. There we go. Now it's up. Let's go ahead and ping it again. let's try it again, and there it is. So I'm able to ping router 1 now using the IPv4. So now let's go ahead and configure that IPv6. So IPv6 address, link local for this one, and we should also do the same for this one right here. Configure that link local. Let's go back to 031 or 030, and let's configure this global IPv6 address. So IPv6 address, and now we should be able to ping router 1 IPv6. So do ping router 1 IPv6. There we go. We're able to ping router 1 IPv6 and also IPv4 address. So let's go ahead to interface 031. Let's configure the IPv4 address, which is 10.1.1.5/30. Now shut down. And let's also configure. We already configured the link local earlier. So now we need to configure the global IPv6 address. Paste. Okay, so this is good. Now let's go ahead and configure the IPv6 OSPFv3. So router OSPF port ID of 1. Let's add the network. We don't add the networks. I always forget that. Router 2.2.2.2. We don't need to do a no shutdown. That's only for IGRP. So OSPF is done here. Let's go exit. Let's go to interface 030 IPv6 OSPF1 area of 0. Let's go to this one and do the same. And let's go to gigabit 0/0 and do the same. Okay. And as you can see, we have a neighbor relationship with 1.1.1.1, which is router 1. So now let's go ahead and configure OSPF for IPv4. So router OSPF port ID of 1, and from here we have the networks. The first one is going to be 10.1.3.0 of 255 area of 0. And let's add the other network, which is 10.1.1.0, and this one is going to be 3 area of 0, which is a /30, which is the one right here. And now let's add 10.1.1.4. Let's try this again. So let's add 10.1.1.4, which is the one that's going to router 3. And let's do a router ID of 2.2.2.2. Exit. If you do show IP OSPF neighbor, we have a neighbor relationship with 10.1.2.1, which is router 1. We do not have with router 3 because router 3 is not configured yet, right? So now let's go ahead and go to router 3. Let's configure router 3 the same way we configure the other routers. So let's go right here, enable config t hostname router 3 IPv6 unicast address. Let's go to interface 0.0.3.1, which is this one right here. Let's configure the IPv4 address, which is 10.1.1.6 252. No shutdown. Now I should be able to ping router 2, which is 10.1.1.5. There we go. So I'm able to ping 10.1.1.5, which is router 2, using IPv4. Now let's configure the IPv6 address for this link local, paste it right here. Let's do the same for this one right here, and do the same for the gigabit interface, which is are all going to have the same link local. Okay, so now let's go to 031 and configure the IPv6 global IP address. So IPv6 address, paste that right here. There it is. So now we should be able to ping router 2 using IPv6. Do ping router 2, and we are able to ping router 2 using IPv4 and IPv6. So now let's go ahead and configure gigabit 0/0. Let's configure the IPv4 address first. 10.1.4.1/24. Now shut down. Now I should be able to ping computer C, which is 10.1.4.2. And there it is. I'm able to ping computer B using the IPv4 address. Now let's go ahead and configure IPv6 and ping computer C using IPv6 address. There it is. Now let's go ahead and ping, or not computer C, but computer B. Do ping and there it is. I'm able to ping computer B using IPv4 and also IPv6, and I also ping router 2 using IPv4 and IPv6. So now let's go to serial link 031, and I forgot to do the clock rate, which is 64K. Do the same for this one, clock rate 64K, and let's configure IPv4 address, which is 10.1.1.9.252. Now shut down. Now I should be able to ping router 1 using IPv4 addresses, and for this one it's going to be 10.1.1.10. and I'm not able to ping that interface. I guess I forgot to do a no shutdown on router 1. Let's go ahead and interface 0.0.0.31. Now shut down. Now that interface is up, let's go ahead and ping that interface again. Let's do it again. There we go. I'm able to ping router 1 using IPv4. And now let's configure IPv6. So IPv6 address, paste, and now I should be able to ping router 1 using IPv6. So do ping. There we go. So I'm able to ping router 1 and router 2 and PCB using IPv4 and also IPv6. So now we have to configure OSPFv3 for IPv6 and OSPFv2 for IPv4. Alright, so let's go ahead and configure that. IPv6. Let's do unicast routing, then IPv6 router OSPF port ID of 1. Let's do a router ID of 3.3.3.3, and then let's go to interface serial link. Let's do IPv6 OSPF port ID of 1 and the area of 0. Okay, you can see we have a neighbor relationship with router 1, which is this one right here. Now let's configure 031, and that should give me another neighbor, which is going to be router 2 right there, router 2. Now let's configure it on gigabit 0/0. 0/0. Alright, so that's just good. Now let's configure OSPFv2, which is for the IPv4 addresses. So right here, first look at the neighbor, not neighbor, but router ID of 3.3.3.3. The networks that we need to add is 10.1.1.8. 3 area of 0. Let's add the other one, which is the one going to router 2. This one right here. And that's going to be 10.1.1.4. And let's add the last one, which is the one going to computer. Wait, damn it. Okay, let's do a no. And let's add this one again. This one needs to go to 222.0.0.0.255, which is the one going to this computer right here. And now if we do from router 1, if we do a n show IP route, I should have OSPF route to this one, this link over here, which is 10.1.1.4. 10.1.1.4. I should also have 10.1.3.0 and 10.1.4.0. So now from here, I should be able to ping PCB, which is 10.1.4.2, and also PCC, which is this one. Okay, and if I do now a show IPv6 route, I should have route to this link, this network, and this network. So let's go ahead and try to ping PCC first. Ping. There we go. So I'm able to ping PCC, and I should also be able to ping PCB. Ping PCB. And there it is. So I'm able to ping all the networks using IPv4 and also using IPv6. So this is all for this video tutorial. And if you guys enjoy this video, go ahead and go to my website and go and see through all my website where I have a lot more activities, a lot more videos. And also go ahead and follow me on Twitter where I post a lot of tips, a lot of more videos at CCNA Daily Tips. And if you enjoy this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, right? Share this video, hit the like button, and also get a beer and enjoy your day. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.